Hello wonderful world of YouTube, this is Bahamut2K456 aka Baha, and today I am bringing to you an interesting video of a product that has my name written all over it. So moving on from the lame joke, the story behind this is today I happened to end up at a yard sale. Now, yard selling is something that I do not do very often. However, this particular box caught my eye, so I stopped by and said, you know, how much is it? And the response I got was, free if you can fit it into your car. So, without further ado, I have not opened this yet. The most interesting selling point on this box is probably the new 6-month warranty, twice the protection offered by, I can't read upside down very well, by Apple, IBM, Commodore, and Atari. Everything you need in one package. Now, I doubt this is everything I need in one package today, but it's a very interesting piece of history. And while I very highly doubt I'm actually going to be able to hold on to this, it was very nice to pick up. I'm probably going to end up having to sell it on eBay or something. But, without further ado, I'll give you some more glamour shots of the packaging later on. Here we go. Now you can see right away that the inside of this packaging seems to be a little bit water warped. However, everything inside seems to be wrapped in plastic, so hopefully it will all work. Now, I'm hoping it's not sealed, because if it is, chances are I'm not going to want to open it. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a really, really nice feeling keyboard. I'm trying a new recording setup, by the way, so I apologize if the sound isn't the best, and I've never been behind the camera before, so this is a new experience for me. And by behind, I mean in front of. And here you can see the old Coleco controller. This one is white, and surprisingly it's not even yellowed with age. It's like it was never even taken out of the box. Same with this one. They're both in absolutely fantastic condition and don't appear to have any sort of water damage on them. Don't really know how well you guys can see that, but there's that. I'm recording this video at 4 a.m., by the way. It's the only time the house has been free. Alrighty, this is definitely not new because these wires are all taped together using masking tape. So that's quite interesting. That appears to be a standard RCA cable, so I'm probably going to have to find an adapter of some sort to use it on my TV. Alright, what else do we have in here? We have... I'm going to bring this one up to the camera. Alright, so switching over to camera audio for a moment. This has quite a few freaking books inside of it. We've got the computer registration card, the word processing programming manual, the super game pack, the system checkout and troubleshooting guide, setup manual, just so much stuff in here. I've never seen this many booklets come with a computer before, and I'm assuming it's because, well, most of these are programming guides. And the big thing about the Colecovision Atom was that it was not just a Colecovision gaming machine, it was also a computer built right in. It comes with a printer and everything. So it's quite exciting. Also, I'm standing right in front of my light source. It's really, really hot. Alright, now that we are back to microphone audio, let's continue investigating. I have absolutely no idea what this is. This appears to be a... oh, it's acoustic insulation feet for the printer. That's actually pretty nice. There's a little 56K cable. And our game cassettes. So you have the Super Game Pack, a blank cassette, and Smart Basic. I'll put in a glamour shot of these in editing. And we move this foam aside, and now we have the actual Colecovision Atom itself, along with the printer. Now, all the seals appear to be broken, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this right out of its foam. Once more, I'll get a little bit more of a glamour shot here. I have absolutely no idea if this works or not yet. I got it for free, so I'm not complaining either way. but appears to be in absolutely impeccable condition. The plastic is taped up, so it's definitely been opened before. Still though, this is absolutely fantastic condition. I don't have a single retro console that looks this good. Very heavy too. Now, this lid probably comes off. I'm actually not going to pry at it. Now that I think about it, that'd be a terrible idea. There's the cassette ejection port. Not quite sure what this hollow window is for, but we have the cassette cartridge, or not the cassette cartridge, we have the game cartridge inserts here, reset switch, computer reset switch, and I believe controller inputs on the side. There also seems to be an expansion. It looks like printer. Connector's a little corroded, hope it still works. I'm actually gonna get up and show you guys that. Once more, switching over to camera audio. Here's to hoping the camera's nice and focused. You can see inside there, it looks rather corroded. Definitely starting to be eaten away. I might have to neutralize that later on. Not sure. If it works fine, I probably won't bother. But that's certainly in quite wonderful condition. I am definitely not complaining. Let's go ahead and set this over here. And last but not least, back to microphone audio, by the way. Wow, that's heavy. We have the printer, which clearly makes up the bulk of this product. Holy crap. Wow. Let's see if we can get this out of the plastic here. Ugh. That's got to weigh a good 40 pounds. Wow. Cables are nice and neatly tied up. Whoever put this thing away clearly took care of it very well. They even put the foam back in the ink, or back in the ink jets here. This is really, really nice. Noticing some slight skid marks on the top here. That's the only blemish I've seen across the entirety of this console, is on the top of the printer. Let me go ahead and bring this up to the camera real quick. Look at that. That is incredibly nice condition. Freaking amazing. I don't know where to put this, so I'm putting it back in the box. Oh. Now, I've told you the story behind this, and I've unboxed it, and all the pieces are laying all around me. So now all that's left to do is to get it hooked up to the TV behind me, and see what I can do. Alright, so I finally got this crazy thing set up. The hookup for it is actually very strange. It uses the standard coax out, which runs up to a game adapter. Spoiler alert, that thing is really old and sucks, so my video quality is going to be terrible. But basically, this right here does not actually have any power running to it directly. It all runs through this printer, or typewriter rather, and basically it all comes from one little power cord. So the power supply is actually built right into the smart writer, which is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. I'm going to power this up in a minute, and we are all going to get to experience this magical moment together. Alright, so the reason I paused recording was so I could actually run back and grab some printer paper on the off chance that this thing actually starts up on the first try. I honestly haven't started it yet, but to be entirely honest, it looks like the way it starts is that there is a little power switch. Ooh, this thing's putting off some heat already. But there's a little power switch in the back of this. A little black thing right there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down and flip that over. That's always a good sign. I believe the way to put game cartridges in is you actually put them in while it's running and then hit the computer reset switch. And as you can see, we have video. It's very, very off-colored, though. I'm assuming that's from the game adapter, because my Atari 2600, much the same thing. I have to get a new one. But on the bright side, it works. Let's see what happens if I press a couple keys. Oh. So on the bright side, that works. Let's go ahead and thread some paper into there. See what happens. Now, I don't really know how to feed this through, actually. There we go. Excellent. We're going to clip that up, flip this over, snap that down, and I believe... let's try a test sentence. You can see up there I just mashed the keys. Well, that was unfortunate. I accidentally mashed the enter key a bunch of times. I do not see a backspace key. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's not going to make a difference because currently it's in typing mode, so you can see actually where all the line breaks are. That's pretty cool. I like that. Side note, that's supposed to be black and white. Okay, so let's try. Hello, wonderful world of YouTube. Okay, I made a typo with YouTube. However, if we are to press enter 3 times, you can actually see. Oop, one more. It says "Hello, wonderful world of YouTube." So I'm going to see if I can put this here. Alright, let's see how that turned out. Hello, wonderful world of YouTube. This is Bahamut2K456, aka Baha, and this is a Colecovision Atom. Awesome, turned out great. So let's just go ahead and roll that the rest of the way through, because that's basically bun paper now. And actually, for the sake of conserving paper, let's go ahead and just put another one in this way. I'm not too fond of the fact that the way you roll it in is to do it like that, but whatever, I guess. Snap that down, flip that up, and now if we press the word processing button, we switch to word proc mode, which means backspace now works, which is good. So, I don't honestly know how to print it out. There's a print button. I'm guessing it has something to do with that. But let's just go ahead and press print. Nope. There's supposed to be buttons listed on the bottom there. No buttons listed on the bottom there. So I'm assuming that video adapter is fucked up something fierce. So, instead of messing with that, let's rip that paper out. Reset the typewriter. Try putting a game in. Now, these are probably not going to work. They are magnetic storage, so I'm assuming all the data is long gone. First, let's try super basic and see what happens. I believe they go in like this, or smart basic, sorry. That's indeed not the way they go in. Let's try that. Okay, and then we press the reset switch, and look up at the screen. Well, that's concerning. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, spindles are definitely turning left and right. So I'm guessing what's happening right now is it's actually trying to read, and it's just failing because the data is... oh geez, that's popping out. I'm assuming it's trying to read the data and it's blank, or it's faded and can't read it, so it's just constantly moving through it and then rewinding it. That's what it sounds like to me, is the read head is rubbing up against it and then it spins back up. So I guess that's a no-go. Let's see if we can't turn this off. There we go. Unfortunately, all of my Colecovision cartridges were stolen, so I don't really have any way of showing you guys that. I can, however, tell you that I've never seen the cartridge reader in one of these things go. So that's pretty reassuring. I'm gonna go ahead and actually turn this back on. Come on. And we will put a blank cartridge in it. because this cartridge was never written to. So in theory, if this head is working, or if the reading head in here is working, when I put this in, it should detect that this doesn't have any data on it and go straight back to word processing. So let's go ahead and stick that in there. Well, that's concerning. Maybe the cartridge head doesn't work after all. Oh, that's new. Don't know if it means too much, but the screen just changed colors. Well, that's a shame. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Let's see if we can't try the last cartridge, which is apparently all of the Real Arcade Game Plus for Buck Rogers, which is actually a pretty good game. I'd like it if this worked. Let's give that a quick shove in there and close it backwards. Let's give this a quick shove in there and flip this on. And then reset it. See, it was actually trying to read this one, which makes me think that that head is working. It's kind of scary to feel this entire thing vibrate when it does that. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. It looks like either all of these are blank so it can't read them, or all of the data is faded, because I'm assuming this one was never written to, because this doesn't look like it was touched much, but if it was, then it was probably trying to read data. Also worth noting is this is the only one that it didn't fully unwind, so it was actually legitimately trying to read it, whereas the other two, if you look at the bottom, you can see it's running off the blue tape, so it wound all the way through it. Beyond that, there's not really a whole lot of video left to show here. I've basically gone over everything I can. Sorry it was kind of anticlimactic, but we do know that the system is indeed working, because typewriter works and, well, still has ink. And, you know, power's all good and everything. Controllers, can't honestly imagine that they're broken, although these are really nice Colecovision controllers. These are in insanely good condition. That's actually an old Magnavox Odyssey adapter that I grabbed thinking it would work, but that's not actually the proper input. And yeah, I guess this is probably going to go on eBay soon at this point, because I don't really have enough room in the house to keep it around, which is a damn shame. But it definitely works. Really happy about that. I really don't understand what this was used for. Not even going to claim to know. But I'm definitely very happy with this purchase. And by purchase, I mean receiving it, because it was free. So, I guess for now, this has been Bahamut2K456, aka Baha. Till next time, stay groovy. Before I actually move on to testing the console and hooking it up to the TV and whatnot, I figured this is something you guys might actually be interested in. This is my recording setup. I have my laptop there, my camera mounted to this tripod, my microphone connected to my laptop pointed in my general direction. The editing computer is actually sitting behind it. The ColecoVision parts are scattered all over the place. This is my living room. This is the halogen lamp that I'm using as a light source, because I can't afford actual lighting, and we had this sitting in the basement as an old work light. And it is currently about 94 degrees in this room, so I am roasting. That's all. That's a test recording.